The first film of Phase 5 will be Ant-Man 3, and now we have a clip that was previously only available to attendees of Marvel's massive Comic-Con 2022 panel, originally moved back to July 2023. Ant-Man 3 will now open in theaters in February 2023 after trading places with the Marvels. With the completion of filming and the rescheduled release date, Marvel must be certain that it is prepared to go. For the third film, Evangeline Lilly undoubtedly has great expectations. She exclaimed, "I was very psyched on the writing. I honestly believe it has a possibility to be the best project we've undertaken so far." Here is what we now know about Ant-Man and the Wasp. In light of those lofty expectations, Quantumania, Ant-Man 3 trailer, any Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania footage yet? At Comic-Con, a trailer for Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania was presented, and it is now available to the whole audience. It is accessible on YouTube. Ant-Man 3 release date. When will Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania be released? As previously said, Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania will be shown in theaters on February 17, 2023, following a few changes to the original release date. Filming was done from July to November 2021, and Lilly admitted to Digital Spy that because of all the constraints, it was the hardest shoot yet. The shot was the hardest of all the ones we've produced so far because of the circumstances, logistics, and status of the globe. You know, she recalled. Ant-Man 3 cast, who's coming back for Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, as Scott Lang, aka Ant-Man, and Hope Van Dyne, aka the Wasp. Paul Rudd and Evangeline Lilly are, of course, back, as Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne, respectively. Michael Douglas and Michelle Pfeiffer, who are also returning to the cast, will join them. While Cassie Lang, Scott's daughter, is back. Emma Fuhrman, who played her in Avengers Endgame, will not. For the third film, Cassie Lang will be replaced with Kathryn Newton, a star of Big Little Lies and The Society. Newton seemed to confirm that the MCU version of Cassie will have a superheroic future in store. Comic book readers will remember that Cassie transforms into a superhero herself in the guise of stature. She joked, "I'm going to try my hardest to be the greatest superhero of all time." Fuhrman thanked fans for their warm words after the news was confirmed in December 2020, suggesting she doesn't harbor any resentment over her Endgame character being recast for the third Ant-Man film. Newton won't be the only new cast member. Lovecraft Country's Jonathan Majors, whose involvement in the project was first rumored to be happening in September 2020, will play Kang the Conqueror, the series' main antagonist. How is he who remains related to the third installment? We have you covered right here, if it doesn't clear things up. Majors has stated that the two characters are distinct. Ant-Man does not contain He Who Remains. This is Kang. Bill Murray is the only other cast member that has been officially announced for the threequel, and all that is known about him is that he plays a villain. When it comes to villains, MODOK will appear in the upcoming film, but we can't see him in the one that has already been released, according to the exclusive Comic-Con trailer. Only time will tell if Marvel is trying to hide the lead or if the next teaser will include MODOK. Although Randall Park said he hadn't received the call for Ant-Man 3 as of February 2021 and that he doesn't appear in the trailer, he reprised his role as Agent Jimmy Woo from Ant-Man and the Wasp in WandaVision. He did, however, emphasize that he would come back if necessary. There is always a chance, according to director Peyton Reed, for Walter Goggins to make a cameo as the evil Sonny Birch. Speaking of villains, Corey Stoll, who played Darren Cross, or Yellowjacket, in the first film, may return in this one. In May 2021, Lilly added Stoll's name to a picture of the script that also included cast members that had been confirmed. Marvel fans believe Schitt's Creek actor Dan Levy has joined the MCU as well after seeing him with Rudd in London in August 2021. However, this could just be wishful thinking on their part. Levy appeared to rule out a cameo, but he did add that. Ant-Man 3 plot. What is Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania about? Marvel published the first Ant-Man and the Wasp summary after the Comic-Con panel. Quantumania, as Ant-Man and the Wasp, superhero companions Scott Lang and Hope Van Dyne are back for further adventures. Together with Hope's parents Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne, the family is exploring the quantum realm, interacting with weird new animals, and going on an adventure that will test their abilities beyond what they had previously imagined. When Chronopolis, the city Kang rules over in the comics, was discovered in the quantum realm, where we see him in the teaser, it served as an Easter egg pointing to Kang's appearance in Ant-Man and the Wasp. As we have said, Cassie Lang appears to have a larger role in the threequel, and it's possible that we'll see how Cassie became Stature, one of the original members of the Young Avengers. Apart from the fact that Scott and Hope will once again co-star as the main characters, just as in the sequel, we don't really know much else about what to look forward to in the third film. She is a very, very significant component of their partnership, according to Reed. And it was extremely satisfying because we were, I believe technically, the first Marvel film with a female hero in the title. Maybe this time, we'll find out what happened to Ghost following the events of the sequel and what became of the Pym particles that were missing from the first film. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more.